So we have a greenhouse in Connecticut. In the greenhouse, we have a chicken coop and we have three chickens. Recently, our chickens came under attack by some unfriendly predators like raccoons. You can see some guests on the left-hand side of the greenhouse. They're just trying to get in. This is 11, no, I think it was at 10:45 p.m. On the night of August 7th, 2019. Now, these guys, three raccoons, their eyes are shining bright with the infrared camera light. So they came in the night before, on the night of August 6th. They broke in through that window and came in to eat the chicken. Our chickens are actually very smart. Our chickens don't sleep in the coop, they sleep on top of the coop. Actually, they roost on the top of the coop. So these raccoons, the night before, on the August 6th night, they came in and they were eating the chicken food. So I had to call my brother because I'm in California now, and I was watching my chicken, the greenhouse, and I saw the raccoons came in. So I called him, and he came in and removed those chicken on the night of August 6th, put them in my garage. And then came back on a day during the day of August 7th, fixed the left-hand side where these raccoons are. Basically, what we have is we have chicken fencing wire outside of the greenhouse, also fencing wiring inside the greenhouse. But I left the window area a bit open so that not open, but there is fencing wire. But these raccoons figured out somehow to break through, make maybe a wider hole into one of the fencing wire, and they just squeezed in. So the reason they came back today again, there you go. One of them just got in. Now he is stuck between the wall of the greenhouse, which is basically a bubble wrap type plastic wall, and then the inside there is the fencing wire. Obviously he's stuck between that wall and the fencing wire. He's like trying to put his hand out to get the food because he got it yesterday, the night before. He was very happy. So he came in again. Look at him. He's like a little cat or a human. Now he's happy, but he's a bit frustrated because he cannot get the food. And then there you go. The second one comes in, and then the second one is stuck in the similar situation. He's stuck between the wall and the fencing wire. Okay, so now this guy's gonna, oh my god, look at them. He just figure out a way to get to the food, and then immediately goes for the chicken food. Now the second one is also trying to get in. You can see the second one is still not quite fully in yet. He's still stuck there. Well, no, he's actually in. He's starting to also eat some of the food, but the other two are still outside. Oh, there you go. The third one gets in. The second one is fully in. And the third one is actually again stuck between the wall and the fencing wire inside. And he's trying to extend his hand out to get the food. The fourth one is actually still outside. I think he's getting quite frustrated. You can see he just put his hand in and his eyes are visible. So this video looks like it's quite fast, but it's not. These raccoons started this expedition around 10:45 p.m. on August 7th night, and by the time all three of them got in, it was 11:20 p.m. So I am fast forwarding the video to reduce the size of the video and the length of the video. This was actually a good 35 to 40 minute adventure for them. So I was actually walking in the beach in Southern California in San Diego, actually specifically in the Torrey Pines State Beach. Took my kids there, and then I said, oh, let's take a look at how the chickens are doing. And I just noticed that around our time, 7:45 p.m. in the Pacific time, which is about 10:45 p.m. in East Coast, that these four guys are roaming around outside. So I kind of knew that they're gonna try to figure out a way to get in. Even though my brother has actually fixed it on the left hand side, things that they broke in the night before. So I didn't know how they actually really what they were going to do. So I called him immediately. He lives about 25 minutes from my house, to come and rescue the chickens. The chickens, after he fixed it, he put the chicken back into the coop, and the chickens are actually on top of the coop sleeping right now. So these raccoons, because we can see this in the infrared camera, but it's actually dark. So they haven't figured out the chickens are on top of the coop. Otherwise, that's what they're gonna go after, right? So what happened there is when I noticed that these guys are coming in, I called my neighbor Tuan, who lives right across our house, and he came in and he called me up and said, Bashir, what do I do? I mean, I don't know what to do with raccoons. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with raccoons either. So I'm not a raccoon expert, but I guess we're gonna have to somehow chase them out. So um, our chickens actually will be safe today. The raccoons did not figure out where they are, but before they figured out, my neighbor came in, and my brother, who I called, also came in. The interesting thing is they got the taste of the food the night before, and they kind of try to come back exactly the same way. And with persistence, they did figure out a way to break in. Almost feels to me like their hands are like human hands, and they were sort of working with the fencing wiring and create some type of a hole to get in there, and eventually succeeded. So you can see the one on the third one on the left hand side is still sitting there. Even though I'm running the video at 4 times the speed, he has been there for a good 10 minutes, trying to get his hand at the food. Or maybe he's getting something, he's eating from the floor. So eventually he will also figure out, if you just give it a minute, oh, there you go. So he figured out, also found the hole where now he's in as well. Anyway, this is their expedition, successful, persistence, but our chickens were saved. Thank God. Thank goodness for Arlo Pro 2.